You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't
Hurts.
handle the
The
truth.
pass. Throws. Pick. Horrible pass. Oh my God. Stupid. 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 Stupid throw. Son of a bitch. What a bad throw. Stupid throw. Oh, stupid throw. Oh, stupid throw. Oh, stupid throw. Oh, stupid throw.
What up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as all the lovely ladies in the place with the style and the grace. It is Sunday afternoon, and of course, we don't want to see that again. It is Sunday afternoon, and of course, we are here with what we started when the season ended because we had nothing to do on Sundays. And we were pissed off at the Cowboys, and we wanted to bitch about them. And that kind of turned into hope and good feelings and things, and we just continued it on. I think what we'll do is when the season starts, we'll start doing this on Saturdays. I think that because this is literally like therapeutic for me to have everybody be able to talk to you guys. You guys see me all the time. I very rarely get to see you guys. So I hope everybody is doing great. And I see Stacy Schubert. What's up, Stacy? How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired. I've been busy. Today is one of the first days that I've really just decided I am going to damn the torpedoes and I'm going to get some stuff done today. I've been doing some pulled pork out here. So when I get done with this, I'm going to finally make that Cuban sandwich that I wanted all these weeks and stuff. So I got some nice fresh pulled pork. I've gotten the grills and stuff ready because football is literally 2 weeks from today. We'll be getting ready for Tampa Bay. I'll be out there live streaming, laughing at the Eagles, Washington, and the Giants, hopefully. And I feel good.
Good.
And Vado, how you doing today, Vado?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little tired because there's so much news that's been going on. We got some things that are happening that may or may not affect the Cowboys that I definitely want to talk about. And my fantasy football, I've got my man, Brother Roz, who is actually drafting for me. And you just heard the ESPN, so that means I am on the clock. So far in that league, I have Dak Prescott. I have fat-ass Leonard Fournette. I've got Jay Dobbins. I got CeeDee Lamb and T. Higgins on my fantasy football team. We're going to be doing a draft for all the Zoom-in people. You know, it's Beto, you're in there. I know Brian. I see the mailman's here. I don't know why the mailman's not here live. Mailman, you're supposed to be here delivering. Oh, no, I finished. The meats are smoked. The meats are smoked. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so busy. I don't have time to do the.
Well, you could do it as an auto draft. You could just like let it just and it'll just pick everything for you.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
I still don't even understand it, you know.
Okay. I don't know. Who did we pick there? Chris Godwin. Okay, we picked Chris Godwin. All right, so that's what I got on there. All right, so there's Charlie Matthews Jr. His mic is muted, so he hasn't said anything. But Charlie, welcome to the chat. And let me say hello to all the wonderful people. I see Sugar Daddy Williams, of course, Stacy Schubert. Hey, Stacy. Stacy in two places at once. Angelica Barron. What's up, Angelica? And, of course, there is Joanne Gonzalez. What's up, JoJo? And I know Alicia. Was in here. What's up, Alicia? All right, so a couple of things. Denzel Mims. Denzel Mims, who we heard rumors that the Cowboys might be interested in him. He requested a trade from the Jets because he said he's sick of this place. He's a second-round draft pick, wide receiver from Texas, has about 31 or 35 receptions in the NFL, not a whole lot, and he's basically delegated to second and third string, and he just wants a new scenery. and has asked to be traded. The Cowboys, from what I've heard, could be interested in him. What's interesting is today in the preseason game, he got his first NFL touchdown, a 26-yard touchdown reception, had 6 receptions for 91 yards. Now, for those who are thinking, go get that guy and think that he's going to get plugged in and he's now all of a sudden our number one receiver, that's not necessarily the case. We're talking about a guy that would be very, very raw.
He's pretty good.
What do you think, Vado? Should we try and pull the trigger on something like that? You say yes?
Good.
Well, the question would be is, with him being a number 2 draft pick, a second rounder, still on that rookie contract, is what would it end up costing us? And we have the mailman in the house who's here to deliver some news. Brian, I don't know if you heard what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I did.
Denzel Mims.
I didn't want to eat on camera, so.
Oh, that's okay. I should have brought down a pulled pork slider myself, but Denzel Mims had actually a pretty good game again against its third strings, late in the game, but did get a touchdown pass, did have 6 catches for 91 yards.
I was catching
Yeah, I like him. I like him too.
You like him
He's
a lot?
young. He doesn't want to be there anymore, Vado. So it could be a good fit for us.
It could be.
If it's for play.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Blue Virus, how are you doing?
What's up, man?
Pretty good. Just drafting with y'all.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good team that's setting up here right now.
Yeah.
It's strong.
Oh, you're looking at it? Or you heard me talking
I
about it?
heard you. Yeah, I heard you talking about it.
Yeah, my man taking care of business on it. And Roxon is in there. He's drafting there as well.
Yeah, I'm drafting next.
Something else, and I don't have it in front of me. Actually, I can pull it up. Tampa Bay, we're crying about, Tyron Smith, and it sucks that we lose him. But we keep forgetting that other teams are getting beat up as well. Let me pull them up because I want to make sure I've got them right. Tampa Bay, 2 of their replacement offensive linemen got hurt yesterday too, but they're hoping that they're not long-term. Let me see. So Nick Levet, no long-term injury reported for him. He is a guard/center. Let's see. Buccaneers center guard Nick Levet sprained an AC joint injury in the shoulder with X-rays determining it's not considered a long-term injury and could be managed forward per the team. So we got an AC joint that's in your shoulder for one of the backup guys that's replacing one of the starters in his shoulder, and then Robert Hensley is still possible for week 1. Buccaneers center Robert Hensley. Now, keep in mind, their starting center went out with the ACL injury. This is his backup. Robert Hensley underwent X-rays for his ankle Sunday morning. It's not regarded as a long-term injury. Per source, there's optimism he could be ready for the first game of the season. We've gone through with Tyron Smith with a hurt ankle, and we know how that works. They are literally taping together the offensive line with duct tape. Are we looking at what's going to be like a 14-10 game? Tampa Bay, Dallas? It may be. I'm beginning to think that it's going to be ugly offensively between the two. For Tampa Bay, it's like every week they sustained another injury to the offensive line. And this is where you look at it and say, where people say, we need Dak out there. We need the number ones playing. Well, Tampa Bay had their number ones out there, and the number ones just got injured. So
yeah, I did see where what's his name is okay for the Cowboys, Mukwamu. They said he's fine.
Right.
I know last time we talked, you said he was going in for an MRI. They said
Right.
the MRI looked good. So he's ready to go for week 1, which is good.
You know, anytime anybody gets injured with anything, I think even a hangnail, they give them an MRI. I think they actually have some controlling interest in like the MRI company or something, that they must be getting kickbacks or something, because I don't hear anybody else having as many MRIs as the Cowboys.
They get paid off very much in the practice facility.
Hands of Fate said Tom Brady looked sad. Well, he answered his the critics about why he was gone. He's like, look, I'm 45 years old and married. I got shit to do. And it's kind of like, really? Huh. Is Tom Brady changing in front of us?
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole.
Ooh. Damn, Vado.
I'm just telling how it is.
Damn, Vado. Oh, man. Rock, how's your team looking over there, man?
No, it's looking decent. It's looking decent. I mean, I can tell you.
How do you guys get into multiple leagues when there's no money on the line? It's like,
because why switch them off?
I'm just saying, you're in all these leagues. I mean, I don't have time for it. I'll do one for Stu, but if we ain't doing any money, man, I can't be doing all that.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, if you want to just throw some money my way and join up, that's fine.
It's a lot of work, just to have 9. I see people saying I got 20 teams. That's nuts.
Well, that's where I got Brother Roz. Okay, I got a little help in there. So,
there ain't nothing like having a game where you have Zeke, and then in another league you're playing Zeke. It's like, I'm done.
Now, see, I wouldn't. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But so far, I've got Dak in both of my leagues. Okay.
I know. You overreached.
Hey,
Overreached though, first round.
All right, but hey, hold on. No, listen to my roster right now. You tell me if it's a bad roster. Dak Prescott, Leonard Fournette, J. Dobbins, CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, Christian Kirk, and Edmonds for running back.
Not bad.
Okay. Maybe I take my quarterback way too soon, but damn it, I get the guy I want.
That's my quarterback.
You're passionate, man.
That's my quarterback. That's right. That's my quarterback. That's my teammate.
Your quarterback.
What's up, Gina Thorne? There's Gina.
All right, mine is Kyler Murray, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Bryce Hall, Deebo Samuels, Kevontae Turpin, DeAndre Hopkins, Drake London, and Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sucks.
You talk Drake London, bro.
I'm kicking that ass.
I'm playing with you.
I'm just picking those players for. There's still enough players here.
Okay.
Nah, I got Joe Burrow. I got Taylor, Chad, Waddle, Juju, Kyle Pitts. The running back from Jacksonville, I can't pronounce his name, that Elitum Jr.
Okay.
The Renfro, and an extra tight end is
Hey, Kathy, what's up?
Let's see who's Mark picking.
Who's Roz picking for Mark, you mean?
Okay.
Primetime Phil, how you doing? Shout out to Primetime Phil and Brian Green for a great live stream last night. Chris Avale. Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right. So, guys that we think have changed the narrative. Brian, you keep talking about we need to trade Tristan Hill. I'm not sure I want to get rid of Tristan Hill.
Tristan Hill's doing pretty well, though.
Yeah.
He actually rated out for and we're talking about preseason though, as the 3rd best Dallas Cowboy in preseason. His grades.
I would just say if you have to trade something to get something, and
Antonio Gibson was still there.
Coming into this year, nobody had any high hopes for Tristan. So now this is something new. If we could flip it for something that we really need, I would. So
I hear what you're saying, but you know what? I need to be getting at the quarterback's ass.
Hey, Troy Daniels.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh my God! What? Troy is in the house? Oh my goodness, Troy! Are you calling from the hospital bed there, buddy?
Yes,
I am still in the hospital, my friend.
Okay, we did a video to you. I don't know if you actually saw it. I emailed it to you.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to take a look here.
Okay, a lot of well wishes from the fans and everything else. We're glad that you're feeling better. I heard that you may be getting out in the middle of the week.
Yeah, we're thinking it's going to be the middle of the week. Boy, they've pulled off a lot of fluid off of me, to tell you the truth.
Oh, that's good.
I've lost about 40 pounds, give or take, of fluid.
Jesus.
Do they have a bed beside you that can help a brother out? Shit, you only been in there a few days. You lost 40 pounds? Shit, I was doing keto for months and didn't get anywhere near that.
Yeah, most of it's been fluid. So thank goodness, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And right now we're just going to be consulting a surgeon to see about this lump that's up front.
All right. Well, thoughts and prayers for you, my man. We're glad to hear that. It's funny because you're whenever you're not in here for like 2 weeks or so, it's like, what's going on with Troy? You are definitely missed in here, so we're glad that you're feeling better. So with preseason, we are now tied with the Giants. The Giants lost to the Jets down the stretch where Denzel Mims ended up getting a touchdown there and looking actually pretty good. Do we take anything from preseason? Do we look at this and say, you know what, we didn't look so bad? Do we look at this and say that the Eagles are trash? What do we think?
I think if you look at it, Mark, basically all this preseason was is to look at our backup situation. And if things look great, I didn't get to see all of the games, but if those games are any indication of what our backups are going to be capable of, I think we're probably okay.
This is where I like to do a lot. My mind is always going around, and sometimes it'll take me back to something that I've thought before. And I troll Philly 500. Okay, now understand, I love Philly. Philly 500 is my boy. He is literally like one of my kids, and I mean that for real. If it ended up being that something was happening to Philly, I would go to the mat to try and save Philly 500. So people, Eagle fans out there that get so butthurt, it's so funny because I had a guy in here. Why are you streaming an Eagle game? You're a Cowboy fan, and it's like, because I want to know the enemy. He literally went back over to Philly. Margaret jumped on me about him streaming the game. And it's like, y'all just a bunch of little whiny little bitches, But be that as it may, watching the Eagles and listening to Philly 500 after the game, and he was like, man, these guys, we just look like ass. And, I wonder about the conditioning and stuff. And that's something I have thought because the Eagles have been more apt to try and say we're going to get everybody healthy into the season, and they ended up doing less of the OTAs. They didn't do any mini camp workouts. And I remember when I was out in Oxnard that one day they had a 58-minute, stretching session and called it a day. So I'm looking at the Eagles last night, and they look like they're tired. They're not hustling the ball. I've said they looked like the 2020 Dallas Cowboys defense that took, poor pursuit angles, gave up on plays, jogging around. They look like they're guys that are out of shape. And it reminded me of Jimmy Johnson talking about the Patton quote that fatigue makes coward of us all.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's going to be the Eagles' Achilles heel is conditioning.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you've got to use the off or the preseason to help, maintain that conditioning. You said it. I think Brian said it. A lot of others have said it too. If you're not conditioned, you're not going to be ready for the season.
Right. And, and this is where, because him and I have had talks about Jordan Davis, because before I was getting.
conditioned.
You're right, Vito. You must be conditioned. You have to be in shape because, it's only a couple of yards as a lineman that you're going, but the amount of energy that you are putting out there, the strength and everything else, you can get burned out quick. And so we were talking about Jordan Davis, and I'm like, yeah, Jordan Davis looks good for the first couple of plays, but then he looks like he's gassed. And he's like, yeah, he's got to get in shape, but when are you going to get in shape then?
They think they have their savior in Davis, but he's going to be gassed in the first few weeks.
Yeah,
he is not going to be ready.
Hey, hold on, I've got to adjust the sound real quick. They said you guys aren't loud enough.
He's not used to playing.
Hey, Vito, we can hear your TV, bud.
There we go. All right, so hopefully that's loud. That's a little bit louder for them. The master mixers over there. Brother Fred, what's up, Brother Fred? Gina Thorne, what's up? Primetime Phil, yeah, YouTube has speculations. I'm okay with it. Have to earn my way with great support from you guys.
Super chats. You have at least 1,000 followers before you get into any of that.
Oh my goodness! Wait.
What's up, Philly?
Philly 500 is now scared. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you right now. We've been talking about inflation. I'm going to tell you that I think that inflation, we got deflation now. Last year when we did the tailgate, my man Brian was there. I bought 3 cases of chicken wings, 40-pound cases, right? They were $4.98 a pound. It cost me about $160 a case. And I'm on the clock right now. Before they went up to the roof, they were about $80 a box. Today I was at Restaurant Depot, and to my surprise, the chicken wings were $1.49. $59 for a case of 40 pounds of chicken wings without the little wing on there, the little drumlets and all that. So, Philly, we going to have a lot of chicken wings up in here, but we're going to be sacrificing a lot of chickens, Philly 500. Yeah.
Which draft you doing right now, Mark?
We are doing League 3, I think it is.
Yeah, Troy, we're holding a spot for you. So
for League 3?
No, it's the Sunday Zoom League.
Yeah.
There's 4 spots open. I was hoping Thomas Garrett would get in on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Votto, if you're going to do it, you need to do it.
What's your name on that, Mark?
Huh?
You're not in ours. I don't think.
Marley, I'll send you the link, Marley, for it. I'll send you the link. Oh, man. But seriously, Philly. See, Philly must have been closet watching, and he probably had that warm, fuzzy feeling that we heard me say that I would literally go to the mat to make sure I saved my son, Philly. That's why he's commenting now. We know that you're one of those stealth watchers. John Jones, thank you for the super chat. But we were talking about your team and conditioning, Philly. I honestly think that that's going to be your biggest problem, that your guys are not in shape, man. They're just not in shape. They look like they're jogging around on the field, and for guys that are supposed to be trying to make a roster, they didn't look like they cared to me. Did anybody else think that?
No.
I think Philly should join our chat right now.
Yeah, he should. Well, I'd have to send him the link, but I guess I could. He doesn't want to join us. Philly, if you want to join us, let me know. I'll send you the link to join in the Zoom call.
Send it to him.
Yeah, send it to him.
He's not going to do that walk of shame. He's not going to do the walk of shame.
Don't be scared. We won't run him away.
There you go. We're not those kinds of fans.
No, we're not Eagle. We're not Eagle fans.
No, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I would really like to talk to him. I mean, I watch his videos, but I don't really, you don't really get a chance to call into his show.
I think he keeps it real. I think he plays up to some of his fans and the Eagles fans, but I think he knows.
But
He's
people hate that likeness straight.
There's no doubt about it.
He's doing what he needs to do.
You Eagle fans.
Okay. Let me send it to him. Now, on the flip side, I will say this much about our team. I don't know if we're going to win or lose, but I tell you what, you always saw people flying to the ball. You always saw people that were constantly in motion. You saw good pursuit angles. You saw decent tackling. You did not see a lot of missed tackles, which are all things that make a difference in winning. Mark Scott, do you and Philly 500 really dislike each other? Mark Scott, we were just no. I love my son, Mark.
Rivado, mute your mic when you're not talking.
Yeah, TV's pretty loud.
Number 51, Miles Jack, who came up from Jacksonville.
Oh, good.
Hey, there's
There we go.
Thomas.
Okay, yeah, somebody's got a lot of noise in the background. Sounds like we have the
It's
circus.
Votto. I keep telling him to mute his mic. He hasn't.
Okay, let me help him.
He can mute it.
Okay,
Oh, he
Okay,
can't reach it.
okay, I got it. But the only problem then is for the unmute it. So, okay, I'll unmute it in a bit. All right, hey Thomas, what's going on? How are you doing, man?
What's up, man? Just sitting here watching this Pittsburgh-Detroit game.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got the
Thomas?
game on. I'm pretty much done with preseason right now. You know, I've seen what I need. I mean,
Living a dream.
it is preseason. Don't make too much out of it. But you can kind of get a feel at least. Of course, we've kind of screwed the pooch with the offensive line. That's still the biggest thing that scares me. Somehow, quietly, I don't know if anybody else knows. Do you guys realize that Jabril Cox was actually the highest graded player that we had in preseason?
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of like, boy, that's been really quiet because you have not been thinking about Jabril Cox a whole lot, but he's actually quietly played extremely well. And going into the season, I was really worried about linebacker depth and worrying about whether or not he was going to be able to come back as soon as we'd like, with the ACL. But apparently he is all in and looking actually really, really good. So that's actually great news. In fact, I feel great about our linebackers. I feel great about safeties. It seemed like we got a shitload of them, shitload of defensive line. But somehow, how did we go from having everything on offense and nothing on defense now, everything on defense and offense so lacking? So quickly.
Well, Jabril, he hadn't played much football in the last couple of years. So he needed the snaps.
Yeah,
that's probably why his numbers are high for the preseason. But yeah, I mean it's cyclical. It would be nice if we could get them both to meet together, offense and defense. But I'll roll with the defense, like we got with anybody's, and we're going to be in every game. So hopefully our O line can keep Dak upright.
Mary, how you doing, Mary?
Yeah, that's going to be the key is how that O-line does against,
I mean, if we can't run the ball and we're forced to throw, then that's the problem. But our defense is going to keep us in every game, so I'm excited for that. If I had to pick, give me a dominating defense.
United States Marine Corps 0331. Shout out to you for the super chat. I tell you what, go to Jobu Fantasy at gmail.com and tell Roz, say, Roz, listen, I'm a fellow military guy because he's a military guy too. And I want to join. And he was
Thanks
like,
for
no
your
problem.
service.
Thank you for serving. So just go to Jobu Fantasy at gmail.com.
Last night.
But
he was on our stream last night.
Oh, U.S. Marine. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that came on over to Primetime Phils and Brian. I hear you. Are you guys doing a Tuesday show?
I had said let's go on for a little bit just to see how the team shaped up. But, just keep in mind it's going to change again. So,
nothing will be set in stone on
Phil,
Tuesday.
ultimately, if he wants to. I'd like to go on for a little bit.
Well, it sucks that Gallup is injured, but here's the thing. I'm nervous about it. But you might see him by week number 2.
How close is James
That's
Washington
what they basically are talking about, that he is actually that close. But here's what I will say about Michael Gallup, because Brian will remember when we were in Dallas, we were Thursday. Was it Thursday afternoon or Friday?
It was Friday morning.
Friday. No, it was Friday, like 4:00 when we had the tour.
Oh, right.
So Friday we had the tour when they broke camp. Camp was Tuesday. Wednesday they went out putt golfing or golfing range or whatever it was. But the team was done with OTAs at that point. We're doing a tour at the Star that started at 4:00. And we got cheated because we couldn't go into the locker room. The reason why we couldn't go to the locker room was Michael Gallup was in there working out with trainers. And so that was a late Friday afternoon. The team is done with OTAs. He's there putting in the work Friday afternoon late. So, to me, that sounds like a guy who was trying to get himself rehabbed, get himself in shape. Sounds like he may have really pushed himself to get there. I'm worried about him going out there too soon, but it sounds like he's a guy who's chomping at the bit. What's up, Kathy? How are you doing?
Yeah, but then in the same respect, he comes out and says, I'm going to be, he didn't come off like he was going to be ready, week one. And what's the difference between week one and week two? Is it really that much? I don't know why we're rushing him. I don't.
Hopefully not.
I would not want to rush the guy.
I wouldn't. I don't. But
it's too important. You just signed him to a multi-year deal. Let him sit for a month.
Where's James Washington at this point?
He's going to miss the first 6 weeks. That's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Did they put him on IR?
No, but
they said 6 to 10 weeks.
That injury
it's been a month though already.
Yeah. Well, what they were saying was he's going to miss a substantial amount of the season. So I don't know.
That might end up being an injury settlement.
That's what I mean. At that
That's
point,
what I'm thinking too.
I like the guy, so hold him, but it just sucks because he has to make the initial roster, and then we can move him to wherever we want, and that just puts another player that we're going to need in risk. We got to make that decision. That's what they're doing now. They're sitting back, looking at every possible option and when these guys are going to be back. I think we could all agree is they're going to be in the mix all year, so they have to look at the long term view of the season.
Yeah. Let me interrupt for 1 second here because I have not seen too many eagles lately. They seem to be on the endangered species list again. But shout out to Philly 500 for coming in and doing the walk of shame. But Filthy just came in here and said 49ers showed how soft your team was.
Different team, Filthy.
What would you call what happened last night? That I don't even know. I don't even want to call it what it was.
Yeah.
That ass shellacking that you got last night. Where you guys, and I know it was preseason. I know Miami was playing the Stars the first quarter, but they scored 30 more points on with their backups on you guys. What was that?
Yeah, you won't hear nothing.
No, but he's in here talking.
Well, Seahawks was playing their starters against us in the beginning too.
The funny thing is I believe we scored more points. No. I think the Giants actually scored more points. But defensively, we gave up the less points, I think, in the division in preseason. And we didn't play any of our starters the whole time. And points-wise, I think we're second behind the Giants. And again, we didn't play any of our starters, unlike the other teams.
Right.
Interesting. The one thing I can look at everywhere but the offensive line, we do have depth. We do have a lot of young guys that actually should make a difference on the team, losing other people. And maybe the Cowboys know something on the offensive line that we don't. I don't see them. Everybody keeps saying, well, we're going to trade for Mims or we're going to try and trade for Win the offense. We're not trading for nobody. They're not going to do that. That's Stephen and Jerry Jones always say, we believe in our own players.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not anticipating anything at this point. They're going to go with they may pick up somebody after they're released.
Oh, they'll do that. They'll pick. They definitely will be going through the waiver wires, and they'll bring in some, bottom basement guys. But quite frankly, some of the bottom basement guys they've brought in have actually worked out for the team better than some of the big name free agents have for other teams.
Yep.
You think about all the free agents that have gone through New York over the last couple of years. They got paid.
Yeah.
But it certainly didn't help him any. Mary, no one puts me in timeout. Is that right, Filthy? Yeah, here we go. Filthy, I'm going to have to do this just to bitch slap you. This is nothing personal. Okay.
There you go, big
There
boy.
you go. All right.
Good diarrhea in the mouth.
But I love you, Filthy. Come on back. I had to play with you, man. This is let's F with birds today. Okay, let's just F with the birds today. I'm surprised that you even showed up. So shout out to you for at least not being a cockroach like most of your fan base is. All right. Tampa Bay. Time to get ready for them. Are we going to be ready for Tampa Bay?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we are.
It's a home game. I think they're going to be hyped up.
Troy,
I think our defense
that would
is
actually mean
already
something
though.
if we weren't talking about the Cowboys having a home game. We know we don't have a home field advantage.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
In certain situations, yes, we do. That place gets real loud. No,
here's the problem. No. Here's the problem is you've got the playground. I love AT&T. Oh my God, it's so cool to see the dancers up in there and the playing in the cages and stuff. But the real fans, the real Rabbit fans, we can't afford to be down low. We up there in the nosebleed. And with all of the clubs, the concourses and all, there's like 3,800 televisions there. You are everywhere but in the stadium being fearful. When you used to go to Oakland, there's nothing there but football, and they were rabid scared. You get scared. You go to the link, and those Eagle fans, you got to watch your back. You ain't got to worry about shit with the Cowboys. And if you want to go to a away game, you want to go to the Palace in Dallas. So then you got a boatload of the enemy there.
There's so many seats for sale.
Yeah. So there's no,
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but in certain situations, in a playoff type situation, it can be real loud in there. But yeah, I hear you. I mean, it is what it is. That's what they chose. So
yeah, it is.
If we're winning, you're not going to hear about it.
Well, Jerry getting paid. He's getting
paid.
All right, so
it could be a
Tuesday
playoff preview between us and Tampa.
Yeah. So
I expect a big game. I expect a big night. I'm sorry, I do. And then all these people are going to run their mouths and, oh, look at Dallas. Like, I don't want you to talk shit now. No, stay away.
The funny thing will be,
we're going to come out strong.
The funny thing will be, this is where it's going to be a no-win situation. If we lose, they're going to say, well, you were trash. They're not going to say, well, you lost Tyron Smith and all these players. They're going to just say you're trash. You suck. If we win, they're going to say, well, Tom Brady had checked out because, he was gone and his offensive line was hurt and he lost, Antonio. They're going to make excuses why they're not going to say the Cowboys played great and won. They're going to make excuses why Tampa Bay lost when they should have won. That's coming. We're in a no-win situation in that game.
Your link doesn't work.
It didn't work? Oh, hold on. Wait, what the heck? Let me.
Yes. I like it.
Gotta let King Dingbat in.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
If you had the link, can you kick?
Yeah, I don't know how would I send it? I do have the link. You would have to, I'd have to get your email, or I'll have Mark send it because he sent it to me earlier.
All right.
Yeah, he has your email, so we'll have Mark send it to you.
Yeah.
For the fantasy life? Yeah. I'll
send it to
text
Votto,
it to Votto.
And text it to Troy if you have his number.
Hey, let me get that too.
And Marley Green too.
Yeah, Marley. So that's pretty much, that'll be it. I think there's 4 spots.
When do you want to do the draft?
Well, we were actually waiting on you.
Yeah,
we actually held it down together because we wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, we can do it towards the end of the week. That's fine. We got plenty of time before the season starts.
Right.
Yeah,
all right, Philly, I sent it back to you again there, buddy. I can't wait for the game. Well, it'll definitely be great to see where we are with the team. And how the team plays, because we haven't really seen the team play full speed. I mean, they haven't practiced, but practice isn't even full speed. So that's going to be kind of crazy. So,
well, I mean, I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think that game isn't going to be an offensive up and down. I think Dallas's defense is too good, and I think Tampa's defense is going to shut Dallas down a bit without Tyron Smith. So I ultimately think that we're going to come out on top, and we may actually break away in the second half. But I think it's going to be tight at halftime. I just see a tight game.
Welcome back, Filthy. Well,
who are they going to put in? Yeah.
Who are they going to put in for Tampa? Well, who
are they going to put in for Tyron?
It looks like we're going to have Tyler Smith.
Going to be the young guy, yeah.
Tyler Smith. I mean, that's where they basically.
You're not bringing in a veteran to play left tackle at this point. It's Tyron Smith. It's
Tyler.
It's Tyler.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is Tyler. I think they're actually practicing today. I think they practice today, tomorrow, and then Monday and Tuesday's off, and then I think they practice Wednesday and Thursday, and then they're off until like the Monday or something.
Monday for regular,
right? So it's kind of an irregular week, but they're practicing today. If they were going to bring somebody in, they probably would have already made that move for a trade to try and get them in practice sooner than later. So it's going to be Tyler Smith.
So it's his ball to carry now.
My roster is now full and complete.
But they end up releasing
Mark Hutton. Cowboys win versus Tampa 37-24. Hey,
it ain't going to be that many points.
Mark, if that happens, that would be great. I just see 24-21, 24-20. I see something like that. I think it'll start off 13-10, but I think ultimately they'll score some points. But, it's hard to stop Brady. It just is. He's going to move the ball. So that's where there will be some points scored. I just think it's going to be a lot of punts.
U.S. Marine Corps, shout out to him. He said, this is kind of interesting. He said, okay, hypothetically, let's suppose, because he says, I think everybody's going to be surprised by Tyler Smith expecting him to be Rookie of the Year running. Yeah. But let's suppose he does come in there and he plays really well. Is that a possibility?
I don't know.
Another Michael Parsons. I think
right. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, and we did have Tyler Smith and everybody else.
We've heard so much negative that I hope that's the case. Because you know how it works. We've heard so much negative about Tyler Smith and the left tackle. So it wouldn't surprise me that he would come out and ball out, because these people who say they know everything don't know shit half the time. So and he's around men. He's being coached by professionals. I think it's on the table. It's there for him to take it. Whether he takes it, we shall see, and that's what's going to be the fun part. Hopefully, you're right, because we talked about it. That's on the table. He could be unbelievable, and we could be better off. Because I'm sorry, even when Tyron's been healthy, he hasn't been the best.
But 5 games last year. I mean, so there's still
Tyron.
A lot of penalties.
Go ahead.
That's all you, Troy.
I was going to say Tyler kind of reminds me of Nate Noon when he first came in years ago. Oh my gosh, Nate Noon took that spot and made it his.
He reminds me of a Flozell Adams.
That would be more of what I'd say. Yeah.
If you remember, Flozell played left tackle, and then he played guard. He was such a big man, but I think Tyler, that's his strength. He can move, and he just needs a little technique. So I think I might be overreacting and just ultra scared because left tackle. But I'm excited to see him do it. I really am. So
I can't wait to see him do it.
We'll know because he's going to be tested right away, early and often.
Well, if you trust your drafting and believe in what you picked,
I mean, I would take Will McClay over our offensive line coach any day. Will McClay was on board with drafting him, so regardless if our O-line coach likes him or wanted him or not, what has he done in the league? No offense, but
prove it. Yep.
I guarantee you, he will be ready.
Philly, what's up, man? How you doing? Jason Renfro, what's going on? All right, so surprise cut. Anybody?
I'll let you guys go.
Please cut Southern Joe. Carlos Watkins.
I don't know if that's even a surprise anymore.
Calvin Joseph, maybe?
Sir. Yeah, I'll say Joseph, yeah.
I'm afraid to say it, but Ridgeway had a bad game, I'm hearing. After looking at the tape, I heard some people saying, I don't think they're cutting Ridgeway, but that would kill me if they did. If they cut him based on...
Kill you? I got his jersey. Seriously.
Just saying, they were saying that he wasn't getting off blocks in the last game, and that's he has.
You
to
could say that about Quentin Bohannon last year.
Yeah,
the one that would kill me is that guy that we got out of the USFL, that returner.
Mm-hmm.
Got some speed.
Yeah,
I'm going to be holding my breath on Tuesday. Really am, because I don't want to see like some of these young guys go. I'd rather go with the young guys who need a little bit of seasoning, so to speak. And I'd rather get rid of Watkins. I like Basham, but if you have to get rid of him only to bring him back, I think you can do that. I want to keep our young guys. I want to keep our young, up and coming guys.
NPC says Julio Jones is not washed.
Yeah, now we're hearing how he's looking great.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. He's looking great. And preseason, he's back to his like Atlanta form. Okay.
Yeah.
He won.
And Camp Cupcake. Eddie Cruz says Vasher is gone.
What about
I think actually Vasher might be a possibility.
Yeah, Vasher's gone.
Might go.
I mean, don't try and bring him back to the practice squad.
Hold up. Are you ready? Welcome to the show. We've got Philly 500 entering.
What
Philly!
What's up, Philly 500?
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You
Hurts. The pass. Throws. Pick. Horrible pass. Oh my God.
How's it going, Philly?
You're on mute.
I probably hear that.
Stupid
conversation.
Stupid.
Look at me.
Throw.
What a bad throw.
Bitch. What a bad throw. Stupid.
Here?
Stupid. Stupid.
That looks good. I'm Denzel Washington.
What's up, Denzel?
That's right. You are Denzel.
How you doing, Philly? How you doing,
What's
man?
happening? Good. I'm trying to get this stupid mic to work. But other than that, good.
Well, we can hear you.
You hear me? Okay.
Yeah. You sounded a little upset last night about Miami playing their starters.
No, I don't care that they played their starters. I just think that if a team's going to play their starters, I'm old school. Why can't you play your starters too? Like, why let a team go out and just embarrass you and be okay with it? If they're going to play their starters,
then you should have played yours. Then why didn't you play yours?
I agree with that.
I agree. I would say with the 18 games, like 18 game season, 17 games. Yeah. I just think it's the new wave, man. They're gonna do the joint practice thing.
Yeah, I agree. It is the new wave, and I hate it. And I don't believe that it works.
Well,
but we'll see.
You and I had a conversation because, I'm old, and we had 6 weeks of 2-a-days and a special team practice where it was all padded, and you got yourself in shape. This stuff now where you don't tackle, I'm like, where's the sled? We were hitting the sled and pushing the sled with the coach on there, pushing the brakes and stuff. I don't see guys actually working and actually getting into physical shape. And so, Philly, do you have concerns about your team not being in shape?
No, not any more than any other team in the league. I think it's not just the Eagles. It's a league thing. It's how they kind of do it. That's why you get such sloppy play. The first month.
Oh my God! It really the first month of the season really is like preseason. That's when everybody really kind of gets in shape because.
But like you keep talking about Jordan Davis out of breath.
Jordan Davis.
I see more than Jordan Davis. There's multiple guys. Gasping for air. They just the way the NFL's going nowadays. They don't tackle. They don't hit. They practices are like 58 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah,
you
have many padded practice, right? You don't get many padded practice.
14,
right?
And then
14 in the off season.
When they're allowed to tackle, they don't do it to the ground.
Yeah.
So I just think it hurts every team, not just the Eagles. But my point of contention last night was not that Miami played their starters. It was that the Eagles were so nonchalant about it. Like, I don't think Buddy Ryan or Andy Reid would have let that happen. That's the way I think. If Miami says, "Hey, we're playing our starters," then I'm playing my starters too. And I really believe if the Eagles would have played their starters, Miami wouldn't have.
All right,
Miami would have been like
I'm going to give you a pass here because actually Roz actually brought this up. Is it conceivable that your guys had the trots? They had the runs. Because Miami was sick with the stomach flu, they could have passed it on to your guy. Because I tell you what, your team looked like shit, so it could have been the stomach flu.
No, because they did the same thing last year. They did the same exact thing last year.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts had one series the whole preseason. He had one series the first game of preseason, and that was it. So
well, you always see the beginning of the season. It's like the play isn't very good. There's a lot of penalties.
Right. It's sloppy.
Yeah.
So let me ask this: what do you think about maybe training in doing a week of training camp in high altitude places such as like Denver?
That's kind of interesting. I mean, I wonder how many weeks like it would take for it to like really start to make an effect on you. I think that's interesting.
Well, our team looked like they were, like Gallimore was talking about. It was like my check engine light was on as soon as they went to Denver.
If Dallas goes to San Diego or California, I mean, listen, I'm from South Jersey. It was hot this summer, so I don't know why the Eagles will be out of breath. They are practicing in 100-degree heat almost every day, or they were.
Right.
So I was a little confused as to why they were so gassed.
Well, I mean, a lot of those practices were 58 minutes. Your 58-minute practice, and you run some drills. When
it's not a lot of time to get those guys getting warmed up.
Yeah.
I mean, because I remember last year, Cowboys opening day, they were in Tampa. They were dying, and they were going up and down the field. Dak threw for 400 yards. He didn't play one snap last preseason.
I mean, you guys
and he didn't play any this year.
You remember the pickle juice game with the Cowboys?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was hot. Dallas wasn't really ready, but Andy Reid worked his team out hard in training camp, and you could see the difference on the field that week one game.
Yeah.
So. It's not so much a complaint to me against the Eagles. It's more just the way the NFL's going. And from a fan perspective, if you look at preseason, it's even harder to watch. Before we used to get the first week where they play a quarter, then another quarter, then a game dress rehearsal. And now it's like everything is like every week is like the last preseason game of the year.
Right.
That's what.
And this is what's craziest. I want you to think about this. So the last time Zeke Elliott was tackled was against the 49ers, and he's going to be playing a game in 2 weeks. That nobody who all of our starters, none of them had full contact yet. And yet we're going to be going out and playing an NFL game. But all of this is because the owners, they care about the money.
Right.
In order to get that 17th game, they said to the players, hey, look, you want to smoke some weed and pass the Dutchie? You know what? You can do that. Hey, you know, you don't like to practice, so, you know, we're going to shorten the amount of OTAs. We're going to make it so you only have 14 padded practice. The players like, hey, yeah. And we're going to throw on a 17th game because they're going to make a hell of a lot more money. And when your body is fucked up, we're not going to pay you disability.
No, thanks a lot.
Do you guys see with Wes Welker?
Union that doesn't want them to practice.
Oh, what the?
But Mark, isn't that causing more injuries because of the lack of practice?
I think it does because your body needs to get ready to play.
Yeah,
and you gotta learn how to tackle. So many times you see guys that just are running and just hitting with their head to try and knock a guy out instead of actually getting your head across the body, using your shoulder and wrapping up. And so, yeah, I think that more players get hurt because they don't have the technique.
Yeah.
You guys see the Wes Welker.
The Wes Welker? Yeah. Wes Welker, they literally denied him for disabilities because he's got to prove that the surgeries were caused by football injuries.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
I think.
Sure. You know, my ACL being tore, I did that cutting the lawn. I didn't do it playing football.
I think it would be easier for us to go to a system where the NFL, as long as you're a vested player, you know, let's say 4 years, whatever, you should get health care. And that would alleviate all this shit. It's just stupid.
I think actually they put it into, I think it's actually in there, but it's for 5 years.
Okay.
You have 5 years, and after that, you're on your own.
It used to be 10 years. They changed.
Right, but and
that's
so
not right. It should be
that's
for.
not right.
But and how many players are broke in 5 years?
It's not like they're hurting for money, Mark.
That's the thing. That's the thing that drives you
printing money.
crazy.
Wait till this new Apple deal or whoever gets the
Google
NFL
or,
ticket.
yeah.
It's going to be sick.
All right, so Philly.
Isn't
Let's be kind to my son Denzel. Let's be kind to him because you know he's a guest. We don't get him very often.
What? Here's a question I have for Philly.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Dante this year now?
How do I feel about who?
Dante, is it Dante Smith, the receiver?
Devontae?
Yeah.
Oh,
Devontae.
God.
Devontae Smith.
Total stud.
He's the one I do like.
I think he'll lead in receptions and receiving yards when this whole season's over with.
Mm-hmm.
I love Devontae Smith.
And are you still sticking by your 12-5?
Yeah, 12-5. That's about right.
For the Cowboys, right? For the Cowboys.
No, Eagles will win the division. They'll go 12-5, and they're going to sweep you guys.
Hey,
there you go.
Oh, but you're on a Cowboy station, so I'm thinking you're saying that we're going to.
That's because I have no fear coming in against all these Cowboy fans and telling the truth.
Now, listen, Billy, have you seen the Dallas defense? I mean, you know that they're going to be really, really, really good. So, I mean,
I think they'll be pretty decent. Yeah.
They were top 10 last year. And, you know, like the people who don't know the game say, oh, we lost Randy Gregory. Okay, we lost 6.5 sacks and we lost a lot of penalties. Ultimately, what we gained, I'm just saying, I've been with Mark. Philly, the Eagles are going to be very, very talented on offense. They are. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to suck because you're not. You're going to win 9 to 10 games. But I'm telling you, they are. I mean, they're going to win 9, 10 games. I mean, that's just at least. So if we're going to win a division, we need to win 11. But I'm giving them all the props. But I just don't think that Jalen's going to be able to put it together with all these new pieces. I mean, it's all on Jalen's shoulders. If he does great, then we're in trouble. If he doesn't do great, then
I completely agree.
Yeah,
I mean, I completely agree. I don't know if Jalen Hurts is the guy or not. I'm not one of those people that are going to be out there telling you, oh, he's going to throw 35 touch. I have no idea. I just know that the Eagles put a lot of talent around him.
They did.
And if there was ever a time to succeed, it's going to be this year for him. And if not, then we know we need a quarterback. There's no excuse.
I think offensively you're stacked. I think offensively you're stacked.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. All these new pieces having to get on the same page, and sometimes that takes time for that to happen. And now with all the lack of practices and stuff, I mean, you know, you've got those 59-minute practices and stuff, and we're stretching. You know, when the Cowboys fooled the hell out of us, and they pissed off a whole lot of fans because it had listed scrimmage for Wednesday, 11 o'clock, right? And then all of a sudden, the morning of, I found out, oh, actually, it's at 10 o'clock. I get there at 10 o'clock, and it's a walkthrough scrimmage. I'm like, what is, and it was an hour long. It's like, what?
Oh, Wednesday, yeah. Wednesday
and
practice.
so you had people that were arriving because a lot of people were like, yeah, this is one chance I have to go, and we're going to see them scrimmage, and it was done at 11 o'clock. And I'm kind of like, how are you really getting this stuff together? You're doing a walkthrough. It's not full speed. Things are a lot different when somebody is flying at your ass. And I don't know how well the Eagles will do with all of these new pieces that have yet to play together in real time.
Well, I mean, you're talking. If you're talking offensively, you're only adding one new piece. You're only adding AJ Brown. You got pretty much the same starting offensive line, same receiver, same tight end. So offensively, they're going to be okay. Defensively, they got a lot of new pieces, especially in the linebacking core. That we'll see. I think a lot of that depends on the defensive coordinator, and I have more questions about him than I do Jalen Hurts. But Dallas will have a good defense, but I think Dallas falls off offensively. I think that's where you
just
guys
hope
hope
they may fall back some,
I'm just saying,
but falling off, they're not going to go from where they were to 31st.
Huh?
They're not going to go from where they were to 31st, but I think the defense is going to be a whole lot better.
I think it is. The question is it significantly back enough where they take a few steps back, and the Eagles, Washington, whoever takes steps forward? That's what we're going to see. How much back are you guys going to go? How much forward do we? I don't think you're as good as you were last year.
And I don't think you're as good as everybody makes you guys out to be.
That's fine.
I know that I agree that you've got a very talented roster.
Yeah.
I
like our quarterback. I like him.
Okay, you do right now. You do right now.
I didn't say he was ass. I said I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback.
I
love how you guys, Cowboy fans here, like you could say one thing and it's translated to another language, and they only hear what they want to hear.
We read between the lines.
You don't read between the lines. You guess. It's like rough.
There you go. Let me quote this.
Hurts, the pass, throws, pick. Horrible pass.
Oh my God. Hey, I laugh at this a lot, Philly. It's crazy. I laugh at this a lot. Play it.
So let me quote this theory to you, Philly. I've been saying this for a couple of months now. Do you think Jalen's arm strength had something to do with how bad things got in the receiving core last year?
Yeah.
No, I think that they make a lot of people make a lot of things about his arm not being strong enough. I don't think it's the strongest arm, but I think it's good enough. I think there are other things, like mechanics, reading defenses, those kind of things that he has accuracy. Those are the things he has to get better. I think the arm, I think it's strong enough if he can do those other things.
Okay. Hey, Philly, I got a question. Like, what? You got it. Hey, what's your favorite attribute about Jalen Hurts since he's not asked? Like, I'm not going to.
My favorite attribute for Hurts so far, it's got to be his mental toughness and his leadership qualities. The players love him. They love him. And I don't worry about him, going through some of the things like Carson Wentz went through. And
he was a head case.
You have to be thick-skinned and strong-minded to play in Philly. And he has that. So I like his leadership qualities. I love his intangibles. All the intangibles is what you want from a quarterback.
What I would say is that Jason Kelce, I would think everybody would say he's like a leader of that team, and he loves Jalen Hurts big time. And Jason did rally the team around Jalen. So, for whatever it is, he does have a quality where if people want to play for him, it's just, can he play? It's on his shoulders. This whole thing, there's more pressure on Dak than Jalen. Make no mistake. The pressure's on Jalen. He knows full well that Eagles have 2 number 1 picks next year, and if he doesn't get with all this talent, if he doesn't get the job done, they're going to get somebody. So it's a lot of pressure on him, and I'm curious to see how it's going to be. I think that the whole division is going to be be better this year. I know we talk shit, but I think the Giants are going to be a couple games better. And I think the Commanders are going to be better, which means the winner of this division may not have 12 wins. We could say, well, they're going to go 12. That doesn't mean that they're not better than they were last year. Like if Dallas wins 10, they might be better than they were last year only because the division's better. You're not going to sweep the division or go 5-1 again. You're not. So anyway, I leave it for Philly.
We got that wild card area though, right?
Who has the biggest defense?
Hey, I want to know how Philly feels about how he's drafting this year.
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah. I thought it was good.
He sat and took the guys that fell on his lap. Give him credit.
Hold on. Let me clear something real quick. Let me clear something real quick. Mario Martinez, somebody's new here. Shout out to you for coming on the channel and stuff. He's asking, why do I show old clips of Philly 500, making him, for people to get laughs?
Because we love Philly.
Because that's what we do. We've got, the brother screwed us on Philly 500's channel. This is this is what we do. And Philly 500 and I, believe it or not, we talk quite a bit. Okay, we actually, when Philly was hurting and sick and everything else, I'm, worried about him the same way I am about Troy Daniels. This is what it's about. You guys take this stuff too serious that, we got to be fighting in enemies. We're not enemies. That's why he's on here.
No, we're not. We having a conversation.
Yeah.
But it's about ready to get fun, and this is what football
That's right.
season's
It's all
about.
joking around.
Yeah.
It's all about,
And
we're
plus-
going to break each other's balls. That's how it works.
Plus, Philly 500 is Mark Holmes' son.
That's right. My son.
Not anymore.
My son.
That was anymore.
He said not anymore.
So what's the new bet?
He's my son, Denzel.
I don't know yet.
23 out of lockdown.
Coming in again
I'm
this
the
year?
man up in this bitch.
We'll have a bet. We got to come. We got to come on some agreement. So we'll have to.
Just a minute. You're scared, man. You're scared. Listen, hold on.
Not a fair.
No, wait. For me just to go to Philadelphia, I put it on my bucket list, but it's the last thing because it's going to be the last thing I ever do because I'll get killed.
Where you live. I know where you live. It's like 3-hour drive. I got to go 3,000 miles
for your team,
Mark.
For your team,
and then you want to walk out with an Eagles jersey.
Oh my God!
So all the fans are going to be happy and all that, but I got to put a Cowboy fan jersey on if we lose.
Hey, we'll go with you, Mark. Boy, right, we'll go with you.
It's not fair.
You got backup.
The fact that I have to show. Okay, are you telling me? Because look, Philly, you saw how they were when I came on your live stream last night. The way I was getting. I mean, I felt like Santa Claus. I felt like Santa Claus. You're throwing batteries and bottles at me. They're cussing me out. You say Mark Holmes is a soft bitch. And I'm just like, I'm going to go to Philadelphia with people in person. This face is recognizable by Eagle Nation.
And you know
Let
what
me
they're
tell
going
you
to do?
something.
You're going to wear an Eagles jersey. They're going to be patting you on your
Yeah.
They're going to be
I don't
hugging
think so.
you. Stop,
I
man.
don't think so.
I've been there enough to know.
Well, all you have to listen, Philly. All you have to do is win. That's all you got to do, and then you have to worry about it.
We're going to win anyways.
Then why are you worried about it? So what you're saying is you don't believe in your team.
I think a bet should be something that entertains your fan base.
Everybody.
Oh my God! Okay. Would that entertain you guys?
I like that bet that you had last year. That.
Are you telling me that Eagle Nation wouldn't love to roast me in Philadelphia wearing your jersey?
If the Eagles sweep Dallas, Mark Holmes shaves his eyebrows and his hair, and then chops off Jobu's head. That's entertaining.
Oh no!
Okay, we don't listen. I'm a brother. Okay, you don't screw the brother. Okay, I don't do hair bets, man.
He's trying to go after Jobu.
And I'm gonna listen. You know what?
We want him. We want Jobu headless.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Philly. You weren't here, but this drum right here, I was doing a live stream, started rolling by itself. Sometimes, okay. One time, the door over my desk opened up and closed by itself. Strange things happen here. I don't know what would happen if Jobu lost his head.
I was driving to Dallas in the RV, Mark, and everybody was passed out, and we're heading down there, and I'm looking around. All I see is Jobu looking at me. It was. I'm just gonna be honest. I was taken back a little bit, but you know.
You don't want that heat, man. Philly, you don't want that heat in Jobu's head.
That Michael Anthony, where's the fitness behind you?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's not taking a nap right now. He's not taking a nap. He's talking about the brother
time I
school.
went to the hospital.
Oh, my
I had
God.
Jobu touching me. And I looked over and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do nothing. And I'm looking at him thinking like he's gonna do something to me.
But it healed. It healed.
Yes, it did.
Philly,
It
Michael,
healed you, but sometimes you wake up possessed and you don't know where you were. But that's okay.
Hey, Philly, did you know that there's a Dallas, Pennsylvania?
There's a Dallas, Pennsylvania. You know what? I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in South Jersey?
Yeah, right over the bridge. Right near Williamstown.
Oh, I used to live in Washington Township.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, that's where my sister lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, how are you liking it out on the West Coast, Philly?
I hate it. I don't like California.
You sound so disappointed.
Get out of here. Move there.
I moved there because my wife's from here. When we got married, I came out. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we're not gonna stay here forever. I got to get the hell out of here. This place is insane.
There's too many 49er fans, huh?
49er fans.
It's not even the 49ers. It's not even the fans. It's the politics.
Oh no,
it's
the politics and the bumps there in Sacramento.
Everybody's leaving California.
It's too expensive. It's just too expensive here. I mean, it's
I know they're all headed up here to Utah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'll get the hell out of here in a couple years.
You Eagle fans are hardcore. Filthy is like Santa deserved it.
He did.
Listen, if anybody knows, I know.
He did deserve it.
He was drunk.
He was drunk in front of kids.
Yes.
I would have booed him too.
He was drunk. He was dressed in a dirty Santa outfit. He deserved to get the snowballs thrown at him, but that's not the narrative. Just like everybody wants to come out first take, wants to hammer Dallas and talk shit on Dak. They just like to talk. If I had a snowball, I would have thrown it at Santa that year.
All right. Well, let me ask. While we're fortunate to have Philly 500, and let me say shout out to you for taking time out on a Sunday afternoon here to spend some time with Cowboy fans. And anytime, because your people said, there goes Jobu again, fucking with my stuff. Anytime you want me on your show, because your fan base said I'm scared to come on your show. I mean, they said I'm scared.
They're just trying to egg you on to the channel. That's all.
And I'm like, anytime you want me, I've got no problem with that. But what keeps you up at night about your team? For me, it's the offensive line. I'm scared of the offensive line. Now losing Tyron Smith, we are fragile as can be. That's what scares me. What keeps you up at night on your team?
The defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. I don't know if I can trust him.
So you're worried about your defense?
I worry about the defensive coordinator.
Okay, damn it.
Whoa.
Oh.
I would agree with you, Philly. Yeah, I don't know about Gannon. I don't know about him.
I don't either.
What was that? The crying Jordan?
Who's got the crying Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
All right.
That's fantastic.
I've heard you say the floor is the division. Are you guaranteeing right now the Eagles win the division?
I don't make guarantees.
But you said the floor was the division.
For me, what I said was if the Eagles don't win the division, I'm going to be upset. Like that is my like they better win that division or I'm going to be pissed off. I'm not going to be happy with just the wild card unless they go on some huge run in the wild card. So I expect the division. I expect them to win a division. Now you're trying to like get me in.
Of course I am.
Guaranteed so you could play 1,000 times. I'm not making a guarantee just because I know what you're trying to do.
Everybody who's in here, by the way, please go over, subscribe to Philly's channel and troll the hell out of him too, please. Okay.
Already
Yeah, definitely.
Or else he'll copyright me.
I say bring it.
Yeah, he says bring it, so bring it to him. But seriously, no. Again, people, Philly and I, we cool people. We cool between each other and stuff. It is a rivalry, and this is what it's supposed to be. You can be friends and still hate each other's teams and have fun with it. Because I honestly have fun with it. Even when we lose and I lose a bet and I end up being Philly's bitch and all that, that's all part of the game. And life should be fun, and you should be able to enjoy that stuff. I enjoy seeing him melt down as much as he enjoys seeing me melt down, and I'm happy that it amuses him.
I mean, look, Mark. You could take all my meltdowns and combine them.
Yeah,
but none of them compared to the.
Oh, that was painful. That was painful that night. Okay,
that was the greatest.
Screwed me.
What happened?
Yeah, with Michael.
The 49er game when the.
Oh yeah.
The brother screwed us.
Yeah,
when the ref
all of us just
like,
break it down.
If you're gonna blame anybody, you can blame Kellen Moore for that one.
Okay, what is the over or under that you will react to Derek Barnett?
How
many games will it take?
Is he back?
He's back.
Is he? Okay.
It won't take long. I say first quarter of the first game.
David Wiley, what's up, man? David, I got the pulled pork. I'm gonna do a Cuban sandwich today.
Jalen Reagor looks good.
Yeah, well, they said in camp and practices that he's looked good, but you see nothing of that in preseason. So it just makes me wonder if it's a lot of trying to blow him up,
make him sound good. Maybe flip.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 2 days before cuts. If you haven't gotten something now, I doubt you're going to get anything tomorrow.
I don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to cut him. I think
I don't see how you can. Yeah.
No, you can.
How about Andre Dillard?
I think the guy's got talent. He just can't get out of his own
Andre
way
Dillard
sometimes.
can play, Mark.
Yeah,
Dillard can play. He can't play right tackle, but he can play just left tackle. He can play. He could start on somebody's team.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Philly, what's the chances you get some of Mark's subscribers on your channel live?
None.
On a stream, you mean?
Yeah.
Shit. Man, they burn him at the stake.
Come on, yeah.
But that,
I welcome everybody.
No. He means live, like we're doing right here. Could you imagine?
Well, if I do a live call, then of course, Cowboys fans are more than welcome to call.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We'll keep that in mind. So everybody subscribe to Philly Jr.
Duly noted.
And
it's all nicey nice now. I mean, like right before the season. Once the season starts, it's a different story.
Right, it's over. You gotta flip the switch.
Yeah.
You can still call and talk shit. That's okay.
This is how I say. I always like when Eagles are good. Dallas is good.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the world's a better place. Don't get me wrong. That's not going to mean that I'm not going to die and cry after a game when the Eagles lose. Just like when Tommy Hunt, missed the extra point and blew the game in Dallas. You know what I mean? Those games is what we think of. So I love it when it's both teams are good. To me,
and we beat them. Yeah.
It's just better.
You're right. Yeah, add that in there too, Mark.
Yeah.
We beat them.
Philly, outside the 2 games against us, what game are you looking forward to for the Eagles?
Washington.
The Carson Wentz game.
That had to be.
It has to be the Carson Wentz game. That's going to be so interesting, because of all the storylines between him and Howie. I just think that's going to be a great matchup. I would say then the other one, if we're going out of division, I'm always fascinated when they play Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
It usually kills us, but
they've gone up there and won a couple times.
A couple times they've gone up there and won, but I think they're in Philly this year. So
that might
it's gonna be
just like they're here in Dallas.
If Carson Wentz were to go to Philadelphia and win, what would happen in Philadelphia? Would they tear that place apart?
Would be crazy.
People would be pissed. I guess people would be pissed. A lot of.
I'm sure there would be a riot.
Nah, I don't know. I think the Eagles will split with Washington. We always seem to split with Washington, so it'll probably happen.
What do you think? Coming home or away and away?
I think it'll be. They'll lose away and win at home.
Carson Wentz did not play last night.
I would say this. I think it gives a little bit more credibility to the Eagles that Carson went to Indianapolis and shit the bed, and they got rid of him.
Yeah.
That actually tells you a little something.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting seeing him play. He's got talent if he could just get it, the stuff between his ears straight. It seems.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing is he's just not set in between the eyes. Or in between his ears. I mean, he thinks
he can't throw the ball well.
Yeah, he can't throw the ball very well.
I think when he came out, what was he drafted? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
It was
Jared Goff was number 1. He was second.
It's shocked to hear that he's not putting in the time off the field. He's not putting in the time, like the study, like study a defense. He hasn't progressed.
I think he feels like he's entitled. He says, he's saying to himself, "Well, I'm the number 2 pick of that year. I'm entitled. I'm entitled."
Here's an interesting tad bit. Carson Wentz bought Jay Gruden's house.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
Get a good deal, somebody you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, I got a question for you in Philly.
Okay.
Like, what's your biggest concern about each other's team? Like, what, as far as fear? Like, what are you most fearful?
My biggest fear?
Yeah, about each other's team, about the Eagles, and then Philly about the Cowboys.
Philly 500's been saying I've been scared of him, but I'll be honest, I ain't scared. No, Philly has a good defensive line, and that's what worries me, of course, is if they can do damage and get to Dak with, Tyron Smith being gone. That would be probably my biggest thing. I still think that Jalen Hurts, I'm not sold on him being the star quarterback. I mean, they basically set it up to sink or swim. And with them, I'll be honest with you, the Eagles, with what happened with Carson Wentz, to turn that into the draft picks that they did, I'm not sure that spending the number 1 pick with the other picks for Jordan Davis. I love Jordan Davis. I think he could be a really great player.
Wait, what? They didn't give 2 1s for Jordan Davis?
No, I didn't know. I said the number 1 and the other picks. You gave
they gave the one
a 4th and 2/5 along with it, right?
Something like
for
that,
number 1. But see, here's my thing though. If you end up spending a number 1 pick, needs to be a day 1 starter that's an impact player that makes your team better. And I don't know that I think that Jordan Davis is going to be a role player. I don't see him being able to play.
You really are scared of Jordan Davis
for 2 or 3 plays.
For Jordan Davis,
2 or 3 plays.
Videos. Now you are trying to backtrack like crazy.
Of course, that's what we do. We're homers.
You know.
And watching.
He wasn't drafted. The Eagles weren't drafting Jordan Davis for this year. They weren't building it for this year. That's a long term.
And they're not going to get it this year.
On that, though.
They're not going to get this year.
Because when you draft, you don't draft exactly for the next year, unless you're trying to win and go all in the following year. The Eagles were building for the future. They knew they had Fletcher Cox 1 more year.
He really fell off last year.
What happened with the Eagles was when they drafted Jordan Davis. At that point and stuff, everything was 3-4 years down the road. When they made the trade for AJ Brown, then all of a sudden they became really more relevant now, and people start saying, "Well, look, this team could be good now, depending on Jalen Hurts and things like that." So, they did a good job, I think, of building for this year and the future. But Jordan Davis was a future pick. I mean, and I think it was the right move.
Time will tell.
Yeah, we'll see.
You thought Rhaegar was the right pick.
No, I didn't. I didn't want Rhaegar. I didn't want Rhaegar. I wanted Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't want.
And you didn't want Justin Jefferson.
No, I did not want him. No, I did not, because everybody said, "Oh, he can only play the slot." I don't want that.
If anybody in here is going to be honest, we all didn't think Justin Jefferson it was going to be as good as he is now. So
why we got to be honest? We want to make fun of Philly.
I wanted CeeDee Lamb. I'm not going to lie. You know, I wanted him.
Yeah,
yeah, we know you wanted CD. We know you.
And then after CD, I wanted Ayuk. and they took
49ers
Rager.
picked that
I
guy
thought
up.
was a second rounder. Yeah, 49ers took him.
Hey,
After.
I don't think you answered that question about who you scared. What are you scared about?
What scares you about the Cowboys?
My biggest fear of Dallas has got because Mark did dishonestly answered it. I'm gonna say a punter. No,
a punter.
Oh, what?
No.
It's got to be Micah Parsons.
I'll say that what scares me most about Dallas is I'd say Parsons and that defensive line and the pressure you guys can bring. That's what scares me.
What about
the most.
Diggs? You better be scared of Diggs.
I know.
He runs the back on you guys all the time.
Diggs gives up over 1,000 yards. Diggs he's a risk taker. I'm not worried about Diggs.
What about the interceptions though?
Okay.
But you can take risks with our defense because we get so much pressure. That's the thing. Yeah. So it's going to be one of those. If you're going to throw on them, you better make sure you put it in a good spot.
Yeah, because they catch better than Rhaegar.
Offensive line. That's the good thing. We got a top-notch offensive line.
Okay, so
all right.
Here's a good question for you, Philly. Why do you think Howie did not pull the trigger to try and trade for CD?
Ooh.
That is a great question. My only guess is Atlanta wanted a second round pick. They took the Eagles didn't want to give a second round pickup, and they took Jalen Hurts with it. So maybe they were eyeing Hurts.
They must have thought that Dallas wasn't taking CD, which I don't know why they would think that, but it was.
We knew they were taking him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wasn't 100% sold. I was I want him. But I don't know what Dallas is going to do. You know what Dallas does? Dallas would have taken a D-back last year if they were on the board. They would not have taken Parsons. So, they always find a way to do what they think. I mean, they took friggin' Taco Charlton over T.J. Watt. We all knew we wanted T.J. Watt. We're like, we're going to go with Taco.
Yeah.
So
soft Taco.
Yep.
I also think they were going for a certain type of receiver.
Gotcha.
Well, that used to be the thing with the Dallas Cowboys is they would always, and that's the reason why they didn't get T.J. Watt was because he wasn't tall enough for them.
He was a 3-4 guy. Bullshit.
And it's like,
the
guy can play.
You got to remember, before we drafted Rager, we had Deshaun, and they brought back Deshaun Jackson, wanting a speed guy, and he couldn't stay healthy. I think they were looking at Rager as kind of that guy. And maybe that's why.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. I think when you start drafting, I want a guy like Deshaun. You just gotta draft the best guy there. You know.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Taco. They, Dallas just take the best guy there, and if he's good, he's gonna fit in your defense somewhere. So
I mean, he had a huge hype too.
Just like what's his name, DK. I mean, didn't you guys have a chance? Yeah. I mean, how do you not? You know what I mean? How do you not draft DK? It's just they overthink it. I think sometimes.
Yeah.
Howie's good. I'll tell you one thing. Howie's good. In a trade market, I'm telling you, he's one of the best as far as trading. Now drafting, not so much. I think the draft.
Your first round draft picks since 2013.
I think the draft. It kind of fell in his lap this year, and time will tell whether Davis is what Philly says he is, and if Nakobe Dean, could shed blocks, and so we'll see. I mean,
but the interesting thing about
Philly,
this,
right, or were all the scouts right? Because everybody was down on those players. Not everybody, but at least Nakobe Dean. Yeah.
The interesting thing about this draft, and we're closing up on an hour and a half here, so we're going to be stopping us soon. But the interesting thing about this draft is there's not a lot of superstar players per se, but I think this was really the roster building type of one because I look at all the guys that we end up looking in there. Like I said, when we look at our defensive front and we look at all this young talent and stuff, that if they're given a chance to mature, that you've kind of filled things in. Getting a guy like Jake Ferguson, because I think the Cowboys, when we looked at tight end 2 years ago and still the end of Jason Witten, all of a sudden we've got tight ends galore. We've got safeties galore. But it's not really the big superstar players, but it's more the meat and potatoes for the meal.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, you also got Hendershot. Hendershot shot up too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Hendershot. Well, he this weekend made the roster for him, I believe. I mean, you have to look at that and say, yeah,
Hey,
the guy's
Philly,
got
what
grit.
guys on the Eagles are you going to try and sneak to the practice squad that you think will get cut? Is there a name or two that you really like that probably won't make the team?
Chinstrap?
No, God, not Chinstrap. No. I think Devin Allen. I think Devin Allen really showed up last 2 weeks as a receiver and also on special teams. So I think they would like to get him into the practice squad. There may be a few other guys. For me personally, there's nobody that I'm like, oh, he's got to be on the practice squad. Probably Devin Allen would be the one guy I think that he needs time.
Yeah, we got a few guys. I'm afraid that they're going to cut, that they're not going to get back.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they don't overthink it. No, he ain't doing the picking. I just, I'm at that point where I want to see our team take the best players, and if we have to get rid of a veteran, oh well. I'm with the young guys. That's just how I. We shall see. We got 2 more days.
Give or take, yeah.
Or 3 days, or 2 days, yeah. Tuesday.
Less than 2 days, because it will be 4:00 on Tuesday is the deadline. So, yeah, you might start seeing some of those tomorrow.
All right, I want to try one more question for Philly then.
Okay.
Going back throughout the quarterback history of Philadelphia, who was your favorite quarterback?
I know what he's going to say. Yeah, exactly. I know what he's going to say.
Not only is he my favorite Eagles quarterback, he's my favorite quarterback of all time. I came up during Randall era. That was real impressionable time for me.
Mm-hmm.
So Randall Cunningham.
You know what he didn't get, Philly? If Randall would have had some good coaching in Philly.
Oh my God.
That's what killed him, because I would go to the Dallas Eagle game every year, and he was just scary. He was the ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the coaching.
Yeah, I agree. I think you put Randall Cunningham with Andy Reid.
Oh my God. That would have been deadly.
I think they win at least.
They never worked on his delivery, that big loop. And
Buddy Ryan said to him, make 3 good plays a game,
and
my
we'll
defense will win. That was the philosophy.
I remember. Yeah, it was a talent, wasted, if you ask me. And he still won a lot of games. Mm-hmm. So that's just on the God-given ability. So
I agree.
Yeah, look how he did that 1 year in Minnesota that he had.
It was unbelievable.
I remember, this is going way back. I remember I was lifeguarding at a pool somewhere. It was like a little community down near the Hamilton Mall. I know Philly knows where that is. And I had in my fantasy, this was before ESPN. This was no online. I had Randall and I had, I want to say Fred Barnett, and they were in Buffalo. You remember Randall was he was scrambling around and he threw the long pass to like the 50-yard line. It was like a 99-yard touchdown pass
against Buffalo.
Yeah. That he just had all the talent in the world. That guy. He did.
Look at the receivers he had.
I mean, he had Arkansas Fred,
Calvin Williams.
Yeah,
Mike Quick.
Yeah, Mike Quick.
Mike Quick was older, and then Chris Carter for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Carter,
Chris.
They had to cut Chris Carter. All he did was catch touchdowns.
Yeah,
but he had off the field problems.
Yeah.
Well, Philly 500, son. Denzel, I appreciate you being here. I love you, man.
I know. I love you too.
And
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no, anytime you want to be on, I'm more than happy to have you on, son.
It's gonna get ugly in a couple weeks.
You're not here, so that's why we play all the clips of you, because we love you so much.
I can tell.
Yeah, you should be on a Zoom meeting on.
Thanks for being on today, Philly.
All right,
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
We got 2 weeks from today.
All right,
all this shit starts, everybody. And everybody in the chat, sorry, didn't mean to ignore you guys, but we ended up having so many great people. The fans getting Philly 500 in here. He's a true sport. Eagle fans, listen, there's no beef between me and Philly 500. It's just football talk. Stop taking shit so seriously.
I think there's a way to be respectful. Let those Eagles fans be jerks, and I just think now there's a time and place. Don't get me wrong. There's a time and place where I'm going to, you'll see. it's going to get ugly. But right now, it's the calm before the storm. Let's be respectful.
There you
before we kick their ass.
Let's go on the block real quick. Let's step outside and let's go do this.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Final thoughts before we get out of here.
Let's go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. I guess I'll
Yeah, Mark, just send the link out to those, to Troy if you can, and to Votto.
Marley Green, Votto.
Okay.
There's not many spots left, so I guess those three, Marley, Troy, and Votto.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, people.
All right, good people. Thank you all for